trying to go live. And we're live. And why does it not show my video? Oh, crap. Kajan, do you have the stream up? Oh, no, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Work in Progress Wednesday. It's been a while. That's my fault. And it's good to be back. And it's good to be back with my dear chums, TacticalDBag, sometimes known as Will. Hello, TacticalDBag Will.
Hello.
Hello. And Kajan, otherwise known as Kajan. Hello, Kajan. How you doing?
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
I'm doing fine.
Thank you both for making the time tonight. And for being patient. What the? Oh, weird. OBS is doing this really helpful thing where it's overlaying shit on from Discord, which I don't understand why it's doing it, or anyway, it's making my selecting of different layers difficult. Okay, that's neither here nor there though. Yes, I'm sorry I haven't been doing very much streaming lately. There's been lots of stuff going on, and there's going to be more stuff. Like, for example, we couldn't stream last night because Nora was graduating last night, so
Yay.
from a master's program, so I had to go be a supportive partner because
Congrats
she's awesome.
to your Norn.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. So that's why we had to reschedule this one. And then, like, Simon's been unavailable, and, like, I've been unavailable. Flinthammer's always available because he's a dear. But, yeah. So things have gotten dicked around several times over. But now we're here. It's June. It's June Stealer. Holy toot. It's also Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Ah, totally forgot. It's already June Stealer.
Oh, yeah.
I should start working on my June Stealers.
Oh. Every June, I tend to, like, it used to be that I would go, like, on trips in, like, July and August. But, like, the last few years, Nora and I have just been, like, rocking June. I don't know why. So, we're traveling again in, not next week, but the following week. So that's going to screw up Work in Progress Wednesday, because I'm going to be out of the province. And might screw up, Creature Conference, because I'm flying on the Friday, so who knows when the next stream's going to be, but we're here now, so that's great. So how are you guys been doing? Will, what's up? How you been doing?
Been okay. It's been just a really hectic month. I was out on vacation like 2 weeks ago, and
Oh,
then
congratulations.
really busy with work. So, and then like I just kept having stuff going on Wednesdays, which was weird. And then I got very distracted by Monster Hunter Wilds. So my hobby time went from low to like even more low. So that was essentially been like my time since April, I guess.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Video games are a hell of a drug. I can't do hobby if I'm doing video games.
On the plus side, the Monster Hunter Wilds has really been inspiring a bunch of different like new ideas for more projects. Which
didn't
is
you like
also,
share a sketch? I thought you shared a sketch in the Discord that I think was inspired by the game.
Oh yeah, there's been like I think the last several kind of ideas have essentially been kind of a couple of the other fellow Monster Hunter Wilds players have been kind of like, is this from this thing? Like, yep, definitely borrowing some aesthetics here and there.
Sweet.
But yeah, turns out a game about monsters has some really cool ideas on how monsters.
Have you been playing like the Monster Hunter series for a long time? Because I've never touched it.
No, I picked it up originally with Monster Hunter World, which was not an immediate previous one, but I think it came out in like the PS4 era.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, that's been my like last 2 months essentially.
Nice. Have you done any hobby aside from that, or just mostly that? And travel.
Not too much hobbying, but I'm putting the last bits of filler work on the big tanky dude bro here.
Oh man, he's
So
so cool. Are you
I
officially
am
calling
very
him a malefactor? What are you officially calling him?
yeah. I'm definitely gonna call him a malefactor since like that was the old armor cache transport bug.
Yep.
And seems like a fun. I feel like it's a fun new nidification of the idea. Uh, obviously no longer a slug boy, but pretty much all of those old armor cast ones, except for the malefactor and the dactylus, have been new nidified
Yep.
at this point. So
Well, I think that I like yours a little better than the Tyrannofax. I mean, sorry, the Turbigon. Just saying.
yeah, I'm pretty contented with how it came out. I think half the time I was definitely kind of I had an idea, but the details were definitely sort of seat of the pants kind of design and like thing, and a little bit more logistical work on how to get this thing going than I think I really fully planned or anticipated. So
Well, it came together very nicely, even if it was a
thank you.
logistical nightmare.
Dunka dunka.
Kajan, how you been doing? What's up in your hobby world?
Well, I've been doing fine, I would say. Hobby-wise, I did my little promotion for June Stealer, and I'm not sure how successful that was. Barely anybody saw it on Blue Sky, which I notice was probably not the best medium to do it and but yeah, that's where most of my time went, my hobby time. I had fun writing the little snippets and stuff, and a lot more exist technically, but I figured nobody was really reading it, so.
So I mean, I would like shit on people, but I'm supposed to be on Hobby Blue Sky, and I have not seen it, and I know I follow you. So I haven't spent. I've been kind of like not spending as much time on hobby social medias for a little while now. I don't know why. Like I duck into Instagram from time to time, but um Meta is just kind of like harshing my vibe. Like I don't like them. I think they're annoying. And so I've not posted on Instagram in a very long time, and that was intentional.
Yeah, my original plan was to do a cross promotion, use stories on Instagram and Blue Sky because I knew that I don't have the followers on Blue Sky.
And Blue Sky's
I
weird,
believe,
man. Like I work in social media. I'm supposed to know things, but like Blue Sky, I haven't cracked the Blue Sky algorithm yet. Um I don't really know what's going on over there. Like I post things and there's like zero engagement. Like I have people who follow
yeah.
me, but I don't really know what's going on.
I mean, Redon saw some of it. I know that because he was one of the ones that liked it. And I believe Dan was one of the guys who saw it. But yeah, I've uploaded like 15 of the transmissions, and yeah, there was barely any engagement, and I then the original plan was to do stories on Instagram, but when I used the format, I researched the format, what's the format for Instagram stories, and uploaded the pictures on Instagram, and it didn't work. Absolutely didn't work. It cropped it funny, and I couldn't get it to work, so I scrapped that idea and I just uploaded, I believe, like 10 slices, 10 of those transmissions at once.
Okay.
And yeah, they are living on my Instagram right now as one post. And um, yeah, but I wrote a lot more than that. So, but it was also quite time consuming because all the to upload it to Instagram, I had to reformat everything again because, of course, you can't upload the same image dimensions for story, which are fine on stories you can't upload on your regular Instagram feed. So I had to reformat everything, new fonts, so it was legible and stuff like that.
So, long story short, should people just look this up on your Blue Sky? It work better on your Blue Sky?
It's more legible on my Blue Sky, yes.
You want to put a link to it in the chat?
But I also want to, yeah, I can do that. But I also want to apply for archive of my own, which I was told is a fan fiction website where you can upload that, and I applied for that. You have to apply, and they send you an invite. I should probably getting one more tomorrow or the day after. And I will be posting all of that and more probably over there because, well, I had fun writing it, and I've been writing it, those transmissions, and they're going to go up there.
Great. A thousand years ago, I worked for a company called Wattpad, and I can't remember if Archive of My Own was a competitor of ours because we were in the fanfic space.
I believe it is, and Wattpad is. I think they're still around, but
they got bought out by a Korean company. I don't really use the app anymore, but I am aware that they got bought out by a Korean company. I think Naver, the people who own, if anyone knows anything about Signal, the Japan's favorite chat app. No, sorry, not Signal, Line. Line is a Korean company that created Signal. Damn it. Line is a Korean company that created... Naver is a Korean company that created Line, which is a Japanese chat app, and they bought Wattpad. So it's now owned by Korean dudes. My mouth doesn't work. I haven't been streaming in too long.
Oh, social media platforms in the Asian countries, they are a crazy bunch of people.
And Mole Ninja, who is on spot 3 of our leaderboards right now.
Hey, Mole Ninja!
You worked on Wattpad. You worked for Wattpad. It is Webtoon.
Yeah, Webtoon. Yeah. I think that's it. Naver bought Wattpad to make it Webtoon or something. There's some Webtoon. I stopped working for Wattpad a long time ago before it got bought out, so I don't really know what Webtoon is. Or I don't know like the full story. I just had people who I knew who still worked there, and they were like, "Yeah, we're getting bought out." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah. Long story short, that was a lot of my hobby time, and for the past month basically, because I started at the start of last month, and yeah, and that was basically what I did.
It sounds Kajan like you're doing that creator. You're doing a content creator hustle. Creating all this social media content. Now you know what the hardcore hobby social media people go through.
Yeah, that's probably not for me, but
we'll see. Dude. Not sure it's for me either, and I'm supposed to be doing it all the time. Yeah, I had some family stuff go down, which was not great. I want to get into that later. Not on this stream, but on a later stream that I've been meaning to do with Brother Pink. We just haven't gotten it together. And yeah, that was a bit distracting for a while. I'm still dealing with my health stuff with my leg. It was very good for a very long time, and like, I don't know what it is, but like, literally right now it's being weird, in an annoying way. So that's dumb. It was doing very well, and then I got overconfident, and I decided to do more exercise than I probably should have. It's not happening. I'm learning my lesson, still trying to recover, trying to make sure everything's good and in tip-top shape for when Nora and I go away on vacation. It would be poopy if my leg got in the way. Yeah. So I haven't been doing a ton of hobby myself. I should be doing much more, but I really haven't been. I've been a bad boy. But right now I'm working on this Hive Tyrant blended with Drycha, the Sylvaneth character. And this is a commission for somebody. It's supposed to be like a Devourer Tyrant. And specifically I'm working on its modified leg plates, so I want to duplicate this honeycomb pattern on the left here. So if you're tryptophobic, this is not the stream for you, and I'm very sorry.
Oh, I'm curious how you will be doing the hexagon shapes.
Will, what were you going to say?
I don't suppose you have a tool which you can just push in there.
I could probably make one. I'm lazy, so I'm not going to, so I'm just going to do it by hand. Like, I'm going to get a ball burnisher, this, and I'm going to Uber up, see if she's the right size or if I need a larger one. Make circular holes and then poke out the corners to make diagonal, which probably is more work than it should be, but what? Sorry, Will, were you going to say something?
I think I was just kind of commenting that sounded like a cool conversion.
Yeah, thanks. It's based on someone else did one, and this guy found a picture of it, and he's like, "Hey, can you make one of these for me?" I'm like, "I sure can." But that one, it was more just like a straight up take dry chop pieces put on Winged Hive Tyrant. I thought I could do better. I hoped I could do better.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
it's always nice to integrate the pieces a little bit more if you can,
Yeah,
instead of
you know.
kind of being putting stuff together. Not that just putting stuff together is necessarily bad, but I feel like it adds that extra little bit of something to the project.
I'd say just putting stuff together is a great place to start if you're just getting like comfortable with conversions. But then once you're comfortable, oh, this is not.
What are people in the chat working on lately?
Yeah,
We
good
have a
question.
couple of folks, although we have one person who has retracted some comments. We have Peter Lucala, Dan Kaplinger, Radon.
Pretty sure Peter Lucala is Chad.
Yeah, I think that's Shad. Mall Ninja, and us three. There's 7 of us watching.
Yeah, and apparently there is now a leaderboard for our chat. So
What is this leaderboard thing you're talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah, there's a leaderboard. When you go to next to top chat, there is a XP button, and people seem to be getting XP for commenting in the chat. So
Oh, it's that community thing?
yeah, apparently.
I don't know what those are for.
Gotta gamify your
engagement.
Yeah. Gotta engage always.
Oh, here we go. Community leaderboard. Okay, Radon's number 1. Mall Ninja's number 2. Dan Kaplinger's number 3. This is weird.
Yeah, and I saw if you're super chatting, you're getting 25 XP. So
there you go. You want to be top of the leaderboard? Send in a super chat. Where's Symbio Joe when we need him? Okay, so this like
probably asleep.
Making hexagons is not going well, so I'm thinking I might just like leave these circular and call it a day because I think this just looks bad.
You have like one of those hex wrench sets.
Oh my god, you're a genius! Oh my god! Oh, Will! Save my ass!
Save the day, what up?
Didn't even think about that one. That's great.
I didn't even realize that those were like hexes until like he mentioned it. So it's like, yeah, hex wrenches. Why make tools and give yourself a headache when you already have the tools? or you can pilfer them from someone. 'Cause that is the modern way. Let's see, what are people working on? Great on sculpting and 3D printing his bits.
Will, you're a
All
genius.
Oh, do you get a nice set? Is it gonna work?
This is gonna work. I think.
We gotta believe. Ooh, that smallest one.
Yeah.
Maybe those last. Yeah, just Nivea it up real good.
Real good. All right, let's try this again. Okay, hack. Gotta sculpt some honeycomb. Get some hex wrenches. Brought to you by TacticalDBag, otherwise known as Will.
Woo! That is my most major accomplishment and contribution to the hobby community in 2 months.
Oh, well, you weren't here, but when I was assembling this tyrant, I was like, oh, I'm gonna give a little tip about hive tyrants and assembling them, but you probably all already know this, and it was the fact that you can make your own hoofed hive tyrant legs by just like taking the legs that have the scything talons, like the flying, quote unquote flying legs, and just like clipping the talon at a certain point, because the top piece of that flying foot talon is just a hoof.
Yeah,
And I dropped that
you
knowledge,
blew
and Shane was like, what? I did not know this. It's like, oh, damn.
he blew Shane's mind.
I 100% posted that crap on the Discord like a year or two ago. And a couple of people were like, yeah, we know that. I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Well,
I
Shane was
felt
definitely
pretty happy
not
about
one
it.
of them. Shane was not one of them. He was not listening.
Yeah, Shane.
So you could have given him that knowledge a while ago. Happy to reshare it for anyone who missed it the first.
Good stuff, folks. Good stuff.
Will, for a long time now, we've been meaning to hear your report on Adepticon, which happened at the end of March. But our
Wait, was it
stream
March?
game... Wasn't it?
I've honestly
April?
lost.
No, it was
track of
March,
time.
man. I was supposed to go, but my leg was too busted.
I'm gonna trust your like recollection of time, because mine is just absolutely just knackered. But man, it's been that long already. Yeah, that I think that was like part of the first series of things that really kind of mucked up my hobby time, because
Yeah.
I think I got distracted. I went out there and then yeah. Uh, yeah, no, Adepticon was fun.
Was this your first time?
No, this is my third time, but this was the first year at the new venue that they have in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It was previously over in, they said Chicago, Illinois, but it was really sort of the outer suburbs of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like if you say something is in New York City, but it's really somewhere in New Jersey. That's about like like and not like right across the river, New Jersey. I don't know what the equivalent stuff. Probably not as bad as like Toronto versus Hamilton, maybe.
Yeah.
But the new venue is like downtown Milwaukee, right smack dab in essentially the center of the city there.
Nice.
Pretty easy to get to from the airport. Lots of pretty good food and beverage if you are into beer. Apparently, Milwaukee is a huge beer town. So, if you are a nice enjoyer of German tea. It is actually, I think, because they have a large, like, I
It's
think
a
they
German
were settled
population,
by
isn't it?
a very large German population. I've never been to so many like German restaurants, and a couple of uh, Iron Beak mercenaries and I were just kind of hanging around. We found this really great German beer hall kind of place. Um, yeah, very good. Got steins of uh, just regular like Weihenstephaner. and stuff like that, like for mad cheap, especially coming from the DC area over here. Like, and I were just felt like we were living like kings. How crazy the cheap everything was. But those hexagons are coming out nicely.
They're okay. They're kind of smearing together, and I don't want to think about it too hard.
Just,
Whatever.
just pour Nivea over it.
I don't think it's the Nivea. I think it's the pressure. I don't know. But thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I think because it's like in downtown Milwaukee, there's more to do immediately around that you can walk to than was available previously in the previous venue.
Mm.
Milwaukee's actually like a pretty neat little town. If you rent a car, there's a lot of like cool stuff around there. There's like some really like good food around there. And the venue is just gigantic because it's a full-on convention center,
Yep.
as opposed to the previous venue, which was just a large hotel with a bunch of convention space.
Yep.
So it was massive. They didn't nearly fill it up, but I want to say in part that that was a an artifact of them moving to this new venue, and
Yeah.
I think learning like what the kind of space and volume of it was. So
Yeah.
I think that the following years, once they now that they have a kind of a beat on the size of the venue and stuff and what it can like really support, I think it will be really nice. Like it will get better and better. Like I really just can't express just like how ridiculously huge that place was.
Okay.
Uh, compared to the last one. It was really, really, really cool. Uh if folks get a chance, I highly recommend it. I had a blast. I wasn't even playing anything. I was just hanging around. Actually, this thing that I'm working on now was part of the thing that was my sort of goal project for Adepticon.
Well, yeah, you started making that
That
there, right?
Yeah, I had this fun thing because I didn't want to take any of my tools or anything, and I didn't have anything ready to like game with or anything. I was like, I'm gonna make this a hobby weekend. So I took nothing with me because I didn't want to deal with any security stuff. Like, because like I can't take any of my blades. I can't
Yeah.
take any of the pin vices or any of that stuff. So I started off the thing with nothing, and I posted up on Insta about it on the day. But they have a bunch of vendors and stuff, and so I ended up the only thing I did bring with me was my little travel Nivea,
Right.
which was fun. But I ended up buying this little toolkit here that comes with a decent set of snips, some tweezers, an X-Acto blade, and some files and everything. And I it took me a while, but I found a set of silicone shapers from AK
Mm-hmm.
and some I think the armor army painter set of metal tools.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's sort of popular there, I don't know if they have it in any of the conventions in the old world there, but
Do you
there
mean
is this
Europe?
one, yeah, there is this one retailer seller who pretty much hits up all of the major conventions as far as I'm aware, but he has bins and bins of those big plastic storage bins of like bagged bits and old models that you can kind of rummage through.
Yep.
So I ended up just rummaging through them, finding little bags and bits with like cool, interesting parts and stuff. And I just decided that I was going to try to cobble together some random kit bash. I also had to buy this epoxy sculpt, which this one I've never used this specific epoxy sculpt before. I guess this is the clay, but
Epoxy. Oh yeah, okay.
compared to the ones that I was working with tonight for my malefactor, you can kind of see here. I got like the two different tones, right? So the
Yep.
slightly more putty colored one is what just a kind of 4 pound tub of epoxy sculpt that I've been working with, and the white one was the this other mix that which I guess is the clay version that I picked up at Adepticon, but that one was fascinatingly spongy and or foamy to work with and very soft, but it dried up considerably stiffer and
Yep.
almost lighter than the epoxy stuff that I'm working with right now. So that was kind of neat. But I didn't quite finish it, but I thought that's like what I had gotten done. I've done a little bit of work um, since coming back, but I thought what I managed to kind of get going was kind of interesting here. I
I
got
liked
the
it.
got this was it the mucilid spore from the Tyrannocyte kit. I got this couple of Carnifex bits. I actually kind of cheated a little bit and went back the second day, and I found this Carnifex torso. I was in really bad shape. I was like painted over. I actually need to drill out. Somebody had really glued in the arms and broken them off so that like they infilled it. It was, but it was perfect for what I need, and I got that for like $5,
Nice.
um, amongst like other bits and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know what the hell. I generally try to as a rule, try to make sure that if I'm making something, I'm gonna like be able to count it as something. I'm a huge loss as to what the hell I might run this as, but I'm calling this a neurovore. Got a
Nice.
big
I was
old
gonna say like it looks like a neuro something. So like
yeah,
maybe like Malceptor. I don't know.
yeah, but a little small, kind of a small boy, so not too big, but not
Mhm.
like quite as large as like a psychophage or anything like that. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, Adepticon. Yeah, it was a shame you weren't able to make it. I
Yeah.
was looking forward to that night. Uh, learning how to sculpt late
I
night.
mean, you're pretty good. You're already pretty good at sculpting. When you and Ironbeak like signed up for my session, I'm like, why? You guys already know how to sculpt, but I appreciated
Yeah,
it.
I feel like there's always like some weird little tweak. I know that I've seen back in the day. I remember seeing your like sculpting tutorials and stuff, and then when you see Frankendoodle on Insta or Persnickety or Thrifty Squirrel post up some ridiculous stuff, and then they're like, yeah, we originally like saw Mr. Pink's stuff online. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw it. I don't remember most of it. I know I saw it, but I like that information. I don't know that how much of it I actually retained.
Hey man, anytime any of those amazing artists give me any credit, I will take it, but I don't know if I deserve it. But just happy to keep people sculpting.
Sculpting's fun. Yeah, they also the nice thing about Adepticon too is there's a large open gaming table. There's pretty much, events going on all the time, but they had this entire section where you could just hobby.
Sweet.
Uh, I was, I think, the only person who wasn't painting, but
Who wasn't painting?
yeah, a lot of people are just painting. Like, I think one guy I was talking to, who I think said he was like rooming with Valbjorn. Actually, I was like,
Yeah.
oh no shit. um, I think some people were like finishing up painting for the to submit for Golden Demon and stuff like that, or just
Okay.
like touching stuff up. It was actually like really nice and wholesome to just have, like there were a bunch of good painters just hanging around there too, and if like perfectly happy to just give some suggestions, advice to other people there. A lot of
Good.
people just chatting as they were hobbying and stuff. Again, I was apparently the weirdos. Like, I'm gonna be here sculpting stuff and like trying to glue stuff together. Oh,
You'd be the
which
only
by the
one I
way,
was interested in. Yeah.
yeah, which by the way, the only tool I did not get was a pin vise, and I lamented that greatly. Not pinning stuff was the biggest hurdle of the entire endeavor. Also, anything that's not just regular plain cheap crazy glue that you can get from a like super glue that you can get from the like pharmacy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I bought I think two different tubes of like Zapagap or whatever.
Yeah.
I hated those two bottles with a vengeance. That stuff would not set, would not dry. I
Oh no.
eventually just left. I bought two bottles over the course of that weekend, and I left both of them in the hobby area just because I didn't want I didn't want them. It's just like someone else take them. I think I just bought some crazy glue from like a CVS.
Oh no. You left them in the hobby area so someone else could feel your frustration?
Well, a couple of people were like painting stuff, dropped it, and they're like, "Oh no, this thing fell off." I'm like, "It's okay, I got this," and just like left the glue there, and just like
But I thought you said the glue
very.
doesn't work.
Apparently, other people, because like somebody's like, "Yeah, this stuff's the best," and I'm just like, and then Iron Beak and I were just like, we've been both because he was trying to just assemble something he got there, and both of us were just complaining endlessly about how that glue was just not drying, like things weren't staying. Like putting this tailpiece on was the biggest pain in the ass I've experienced as a hobbyist. And like
Oh no. You couldn't
I
fudge
think
it with the
also
putty?
I think there's like two pieces of sprue that is like constructing a brace supporting structure, but again, usually with super glue, if I just hold it in place for like 10 seconds, 10 like 15 seconds, it's gonna be like fine and like pretty sturdy. It just would not cure. Even like gluing the head on here was just just a chore.
I have had super glue go bad on me like that before, and I was trying to glue a model to the base, and it just wouldn't stick. It was so annoying. And it's just super glue, like straight onto a base. No problem. Works every time. No. Well, thanks, Will. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad that
yeah,
you set yourself that challenge to create something while you were there. I really like that.
yeah, it was kind of a fun sort of like kit bash survivor kind of vibe. I think it would actually be a really fun thing for multiple people to do just to see what comes up, just because you can just pick up so many random bits
Yep.
there because of that one bit seller. Um,
I would
and
love to try it.
yeah, I mean, if you're there next year, like I definitely want to go back next year just because the unfortunately my buddy who I with whom I was supposed to be rooming with, he was also unable to attend last minute. So and I haven't seen him in years, so that was unfortunate. But like that venue was so cool. It was such a fun experience. Like I'm definitely gonna see if I can make it out there again next year.
Great.
Just see what it's like. And like and again, because it's Milwaukee and because it's the Midwest, a bunch of the hotels are connected via skywalks to the venue. So once you're there, you don't have to really like go outside, which is also like weirdly kind of nice.
How was the weather?
Uh, cold but surprisingly comfy. I think it was
Okay.
like 50s and overcast, but and I think one of the days was like 40 Fahrenheit and overcast. But Ironbeak and I were walking around outside to get to that German beer hall place, um, and I mean you've met him. He does not do well in like kind of brisk or Toronto like warm weather, uh,
No, that's yeah.
and he wasn't he wasn't doing too bad. So I'm just like, all right, I think you'd feel right at home, uh,
Good.
assuming there's no like blizzard or whatever.
Yeah, I love blizzards, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very fun event. Very cool venue. I'm kind of excited to see, what happens next year. I did feel like it was like weird kind of walking around, and every once in a while, like especially in the vendor hall, you just see like somebody stopping some random person, and like I'm pretty certain that's like some other like big name influencer. I know I saw Val Bjorn and Savage Work Guy there.
Hmm.
I'm certain there's a whole lot of other people that just don't I don't social media enough or follow
Yeah.
and like keep up with it enough to recognize people. But um, yeah, I mean, it's a happening event there. So
Cool. Yeah, I saw people posting pictures from Adepticon, and like they'd be like, "Oh my god, I met this person." I'm like, I don't know who that person is. I knew like half of them, but not the other half.
yeah, it did seem like there was this, and I guess this is kind of a contradiction of just like people swapping like buttons or stickers and stuff, which
Yep.
seemed pretty cool and pretty fun. And yeah, there's a bunch of fun, interesting demo games and stuff. I probably could have done a little bit more gaming, but I don't know, I was feeling lazy.
You're feeling inspired to do your conversions.
Well, that and I think I was doing a lot of day drinking with
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Iron
this
Beam.
is like,
So
I don't know. I hear a lot about the like day drinking at these conventions, from people like Ironbeak and Oscar Made. I don't think I would get into that. I feel like I would have a terrible time if I was drinking the whole just my current relationship with alcohol. Like maybe one
well,
drink in the evening, but
I think we were exploring Milwaukee a little bit more
ex-
than the
orally exploring, oh that sounds bad. Exploring the beer offerings.
incidentally exploring the beer offerings. But I think I know one of the days, one of the friends that uh, our local friends who was also there, his lady friend was also in town.
Mhm.
Um, Came by and she rented a car, so she just drove us around greater Milwaukee area. We
Great.
like visited, checked out a bunch of stuff, which I'm like, I've never been to Milwaukee. Like I've been to the gaming conventions. I know what nerds look like and smell like.
Right, right, right.
Like I'll check out Milwaukee for a little bit longer. So
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Cool.
also kind of funny because I ended up there is a guy I remember from my old DACA days whose real name is shared with me, and he ended up sitting right next to me at the hotel bar the first night there, and I'm like, oh shit.
Just randomly?
Yeah, I was just like, oh dude. Like I saw the last time I saw him was the last Adepticon I went to, which was 2014. I want to
Wow.
say, and I was
Right.
just like, yo, this is the weirdest coincidence that
He's
you
like, I
sat
just
down
live
right
at
next
Adepticon, man. I'm just here all the time.
barely. But yeah, it's a fun time. Hopefully,
Good.
next year if you show up,
So
hang
here's the
out
thing, like I
with
want
you.
to, but I'm kind of freaked out by like the stuff that's going on in the US right now. Like I don't know. I have a lot of Canadian friends who like will refuse to go to the US right now because of like the horror stories we hear about people trying to cross the border. And like that's one thing like normally, but technically if I'm teaching at Adepticon, I'm working. And I don't think they're going to find that, but if they do, that's not good.
I'm pretty certain that I think there's. Well, I'm not a lawyer, especially for uh, this kind of stuff. So I don't know, but my guess is if you were, I mean, if you also just say that like I'm attending a convention, I don't think anyone's really gonna
Worry.
bash it
Yeah,
too much. I mean, attending a convention also sounds awfully like I'm spending money in your country. So
good point.
Yeah, that totally appreciate and understand understand concerns about travel to
Talk is that like Canadian travel to the US has dropped precipitously. So I think probably it's gone down, but I don't know if it's precipitous.
I guess Iron Beak might be one of those people who might actually vaguely know some of those numbers or
Really?
like know where to get
His
numbers.
job relates to that? I thought it was other
No,
sectors.
I think he just is good at finding random information like that. I'm
Okay.
crap at that because I don't really care enough. But yeah, now my interest is peaked on those numbers, so we'll see.
See what he turns up. Hark!
Ooh,
It's a wild Nora.
word up.
Dude, look on the dining room table.
So congrats on graduating, Nora.
Sorry, she's gone. She
The moment's passed.
I once bought Nora a Where's Waldo book. And it was like a cool kind of Where's Waldo book where you can get your like they don't like put your likeness in it, but they have like a number of likenesses that you can choose from, and one of them is gonna kind of look like the person you're buying it for, sort of thing. And you're supposed to give it to a kid, and like the kid's supposed to be like, "Yay, I'm finding myself in this book." So I gave her that because she's not so great at finding things. So she just came in and she was like, "Hey, have you seen my packages?" I'm like, "You mean the packages that I already like opened, broke down the boxes, took all the contents of, and arrayed them like in the center of our dining room table as soon as you walk in the door so you could see them?" It's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go look there." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Sorry, that's what that was
Packages
for.
are always going to be in the last place you check. Mostly
Yep,
because if you keep checking after you found them, what are you doing?
just enjoying. Yeah, so she was here briefly and now she's gone. This is because I'm in the studio, back in my space. Yeah, so I'm happy to be back in the studio. Last year at the end of May 2024, a tree came down like on the roof of the studio. It's a
Oh
garage.
yeah,
I call it a studio, but it's a garage. Um, Fortunately, there was no damage, but the damage was that I didn't realize that that tree had been providing me with free air conditioning
oh no.
because like it was so shaded. Like I put a skylight in the roof of the studio and it's just like looking out onto like dappled leaves the whole time when this tree was there, but then the tree came down and then it was just looking out onto blinding sunlight. So yeah, the studio got really hot in the summer. Like to the point where I had this box of I don't even know what they are. When I got the Leviathan box, it came with some kind of cards. I don't play 40K. I just pretend. And the box of cards from the Leviathan, I just left it in here on a shelf. And it got so hot in here that it like popped the glue on it or something. Like they had like the cardboard box and then they'd like wrapped the design to the outside of the cardboard box. It actually like popped off because it got so hot in here. So yeah, it's not been a good place to be. So we put in an air conditioning unit last week so I can now, be in the studio in the summer. And I'm looking it's good so far. I'm very happy. Yeah, so that's why I was struggling when the stream was supposed to happen because I had to like reset up all my streaming stuff. But seems to be working okay now. Kajan, what's up with you, man? We haven't heard much from you. How's things? What are you working on right
I
now?
wasn't at Adepticon, so I didn't have
No, of
anything to
course.
contribute.
No, I was just checking in. What are you working on?
I'm working on bike chains,
For June
basically.
Stealer?
Yeah, for June Steel.
Cool.
I'm still my project for the armored person carrier for the Gene Stealer code, and I plan to. The plan is to rise the carrier a little bit up on on an undercarriage, and because they basically will be to make it more all terrain and a little bit more science fiction.
Yep.
And the idea for me has always been to have open sites where you see basically a drive chain that's going to the individual wheels, and you should be seeing that when you're looking onto the model. And so I need to make something that's sort of gives the expression of a chain that's
Cool.
running in the housing.
Okay. Nice.
And that's what I'm working on right now. So
nice.
And we also had earlier asked the chat what they are up to, and we got some replies about that. And we will already read Radon's, and Radon was converting AOS bits into ternets.
Oh, nice.
And Maul Ninja chimed in and he said, I'm building multiple Doom companies for 1490 Doom, which I
Oh,
have
yeah.
no idea what that is.
That is Magus Buer's game, I think. Magos Buer. Cody, I think his name is. I met him at Asterion. I think 1490 Doom is his game. It's something to do with towers, I think, and I think it's supposed to be played like vertically, because there's like a mist, like a killer mist at ground level. You have to get up and out of the mist. I think my buddy Red Wet Skeleton, Eli, is making a castle for 1490 Doom, I believe. He's doing it on his YouTube channel. He keeps streaming and showing his progress. It's really amazing. He's basically making a castle entirely from scratch from like popsicle sticks and foam. Looking very good. I think that's for 14.
Always really wanted to build like a huge terrain piece, but I really just don't have the space for it.
Yeah, he's lucky he's got like
Same.
a studio in his basement. Big workroom.
The idea to do a really big terrain piece is always, but who has space for that? I agreed fully with that.
I think if I had the space and time, I would love to build a 40K equivalent of that scene from the fort scene from Starship Troopers with
Which
like the AA guns and stuff on those towers and like the ramps and where like
oh yeah.
the alien. Oh God, if I could build a board to like recreate that battle in 40K, it's just like all of the Tyranids
That'd be amazing.
versus whoever. Oh, that's like a pipe dream of mine, but that'd be like really fun.
Did you hear they might be making a new Starship Troopers movie?
No, but
It
I am intrigued.
it
Are
might
they gonna be
be
like
what?
they're not gonna like stay true to the books, are they? Because the books are
Well,
boring.
so this is the controversial part. I believe that my boy Neil Blomkamp, who I love, Neil Blomkamp, I don't know how the heck. I think he is the one who's been like tapped for it, which is amazing because I think he's great and like his movies are really fun, even if they're not maybe the best critically. Whatever. I enjoy them. Like I enjoyed Chappie, even though people don't.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
Yeah,
It
they're
wasn't
fun.
objectively good, but it had a lot of bones to it.
It's entertaining, like and like visually very engaging. I like the visuals. So anyway, I would love to see more from him. I'm still sad that Ridley Scott robbed him of his Alien film. Screw Ridley Scott, die in hell. But anyway, Neil Blomkamp might be doing it, and then people were saying that they're concerned that I think he had said that it was going to be like accurate to the books.
Oh
And
no.
everyone was saying how like the strength of the 1990s Starship Troopers was that it was so like tongue-in-cheek, like satire sending up like I don't know, totalitarian regimes. But we've already done that, so why do we need another one of those movies? Like, let's try a different version of it. Maybe he can do it better than what's in the book.
Yeah, but I also never understood why people always say that about the books, because when you read the books, the book opens with Rico telling you that he's been brainwashed and how he gleefully perpetrates war crimes because he's brainwashed by the system.
Yeah, it's because 75% of
So
that
it's
book is just like talking about like the political system, like underlying social political system underlying like the Federation. It's really, really boring.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like most of it is just internal like monologue of Rico just explaining like the world and just like, oh, and then like a couple of actual events and like, oh,
That
no,
sounds a little boring.
was not. Yeah. Although I will say, there was an animated series from
Oh yes, Razak's Roughnecks.
yeah, the Roughnecks. That animated series is legitimately just solid, and I think it weirdly kind of combines um like decidedly follows the Verhoeven
Yeah.
design while also kind of capturing some of a little bit more of the book vibes while also just kind of being sort of a band of brothers uh, sort of war journal kind of vibe. And like to this day, it's actually like one of my like I have a totally legitimately obtained copy
No,
of
probably hard to
the
buy that. You probably can't get a legitimate copy of
I
it.
I cannot find a uh full series DVD set of that like anyway. That's not like exorbitantly priced. I wish to God that they would re-release it on Blu-ray. I would buy it up in an instant.
I remember it fondly.
I mean, they did a couple additional movies and later sort of 3D animated stuff
No, it
also.
is 3D
And
animated.
yeah, but those go ahead of those, which the one you are talking right now is the one with the planetary atmosphere power thingy, right? When where you have the recruits and Rico is basically their commanding officer in space.
Is that the one, Will? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, there are a couple animated ones.
Okay,
I
maybe
mean,
I'm thinking of the wrong one.
there are definitely a couple of animated movies, but I think there is a sequel. There's like two sequels where it was live action and with like bad CGI. um,
Yeah, I believe the third or the fourth one had the first mechs in it. The exosuits where the Marauders appeared, and after that one, it went basically Japanese, where you have Hero take over the protagonist spot from Miko, and yeah, he was the protagonist, and they had proper exosuits like they should be having. And after that one came another one, and
I don't think I got that
then
far
there
down the line.
was one on Mars, I believe. That was the one with the training company where they're completely where Rico basically did the intro and was a general, and he gave the orders. He was basically kind of disgraced and sort of sidelined despite all his accomplishments, and they had to survive on the planet for a while.
Man, you saw them all.
Um,
Wait,
yeah, I
Will,
saw them
which one
all.
were you talking
I
about?
mean,
Hold on, wait, Kajan, wait. Will, which one were you talking about?
I haven't seen any of the other sequels. Starship Troopers, mostly because I think most of them were straight to back in the day DVD or video.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, just They didn't look great. There's a couple of like fully CGI ones, which I also didn't see. Roughnecks was pretty much the only one I saw, and it was only loosely affiliated with the movie. So
Wait, wasn't Roughnecks CGI? Because I watched a Roughnecks that was
no,
CGI.
yeah, Roughnecks was entirely like I mean it was sort of a Saturday morning uh cartoon. All things it's probably about the same quality level of animation as like Clone Wars or anything like that.
Mhm.
Like not very advanced graphics or anything, but the storylines, because it basically each season follows one of the like one of the campaigns
Mhm.
like on a given planet and follows the Roughnecks. And like I said, it has a very Band of Brothers kind of vibes with some intrigue in the background like that. But it follows a little bit closer. I think some of the themes follow a bit closer to the uh,
Novel?
kind of. Yeah, I guess they don't really get into like the discussion of the social political status of the underlying world, but it's more about like the character development of Rico, and it's not quite as like ridiculously over the top Paul Verhoeven
I
action.
I just googled them and I haven't seen this one, so that's one I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
Roughnecks, like I said, not actually part of the official Starship Trooper like movie canon.
mhm.
It's just something that Paul Verhoeven produced, sort of
He
on the
produced it.
side.
Oh, good.
Yeah, um,
I didn't even know
yeah,
he was
which is
involved.
why, yeah, because the entire design of the bugs is taken straight from the original movie for that series. So like,
Yes. Yeah, I think I remember that.
it's not.
I didn't.
It is. It's also decidedly made for children because it like I mean the movies are gore fests. Not. I mean, they did not skimp on showing people
Guys,
getting mutilated by these bugs, but um,
sorry. I'm sorry to do this, but I think I'm gonna have to call it because my leg is like really swollen right now. I'm sitting at
Okay.
the desk here,
oh yeah,
so I think
dude,
I need to go put it up.
yeah, dude,
Um,
your
Ugh.
personal health is like far more important than us
Yeah, but I
shooting
just
shit
feel
yeah,
about Starship Troopers.
I don't fucking know. I don't know why my leg's being like this.
yeah, I mean, your leg being swollen is not good. So
Well, Nora's offering to continue the stream. If you guys want to chat with her.
if she's up for it, I mean,
She's joking. Okay. Apparently, I didn't know how serious she was. Apparently, she's joking. But, Will, if you want to wish her a happy graduation now's the time to do it.
Happy graduation, Nora.
Oh, thanks,
from me
Will.
too.
Kajan's there, too.
Will? Which
Will and Kajan are here. Will, TacticalDBag.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I have a relative named Will,
Yes,
so I think she
there
was
are several
confused.
Wills.
Or different Will.
This is, lives in the U.S. Will.
Oh,
Oh, wait, the other Will lives in the... Damn it. This is Will, who I met through the internet. There we go.
Will, who's friends with Ironbeak.
Oh, yeah, you met Ironbeak. You know, we went out for dinner with...
I'm actually friends with him. I hang out with him.
No. I'm talking to Nora. Sorry. Nora actually met Ironbeak because we went out for dinner with him and his wife at this Italian restaurant in downtown Toronto when they were here for some reason, because he's always in Toronto, apparently. He's always everywhere, that guy.
Yeah, he's a world traveler, that guy.
He's a well-traveled man.
All right, well, I'm going to go because this is kind of freaking me out, so I need to go put my leg. But thank you both for jumping on. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I feel like we haven't been as much in the chat as normal, but we're getting back into stride here. And hopefully we'll do even better with the next stream. I don't know when that will be. Maybe the last week of June, but
Oh, thanks, Dan. Remember to like and subscribe and comment.
there you go. Thanks, Will.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's really Dan Kaplinger there, because I totally forgot about that. So
oh,
thanks, Dan.
thank you, Dan. We appreciate it. Yes, please like, subscribe, and we will talk to you again soon. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.